Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are reading in the fourth canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, chapter 7, entitled The Sacrifice Performed by Daksha, text number 48. 49, okay. But 48 is also. I think one should, whatever. Write the first verse. It has no purport, therefore. I read that. Maitreya uvacha iti daksha kaviryakyam badra rudra bimarshitam krityamani rishikeshi san ninye yakya bhavane. Sri Maitreya said, after Lord Vishnu was glorified by all present, Daksha, his consciousness purified, arranged to begin again the yajna, which had been devastated by the followers of Lord Shiva. Then text 49. Bhagavan svena bhagina Bhagavan svena bhagina Sarvatma sarva bhagabhuk Sarvatma sarva bhagabhuk Dakshang babasha abhasya Dakshang babasha abhasya Priyamana ivanagha Priyamana ivanagha Bhagavan svena bhagina Sarvatma sarva bhagabhuk Dakshang babasha apashya Priyamana ivanaga Napagina Shambhabasha abhashya Priyamana ivanaga Sarvabhagabhuk Dakshang babasha abhashya Priyamana ivanagha Bhagavan svena bhagina Sarvatma sarva bhagabhuk Dakshang babasha apasya Priyamana ivanaga Bhagavan Lord Vishnu, Svena, with his own, Bhagina, with the share, Sarva Atma, the super soul of all living entities, Sarva Bhagabhuk, the enjoyer of the results of all sacrifices. Daksha, Babashi said, Abhashya, addressing, Priyamana, being satisfied, Iva, as, Anagha, O sinless Vidura. Translation. Maitreya continued, my dear sinless Vidura, Lord Vishnu is naturally sorry. I have a problem with this one eye. My dear sinless Vidura, Lord Vishnu is actually the enjoyer of the results of all sacrifices. Yet because of his being the super soul of all living entities, he was satisfied simply with his share of the sacrificial offerings. He therefore addressed Daksha in a pleasing attitude. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 5:29 it is said, Bhoktarang Yajna Tapasam, Lord Vishnu or Krishna is the supreme enjoyer of all the results of sacrifices, austerities and penances. In whatever one may engage, the ultimate goal is Vishnu. If a person does not know that, he is misled. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu has nothing to demand from anyone. He is self-satisfied, self-sufficient, but he accepts the offerings of yajna because of his friendly attitude toward all living entities. I repeat, but he accepts the offerings of yajna because of his friendly attitude toward all living entities. When his share of the sacrificial results was offered to him, he appeared very pleased. It is said in Bhagavad Gita 9:26, Patrang pushpang palang yutoyang yome bhaktya prayachati. If any devotee offers him even a small leaf, or a flower or water, if it is offered with love and affection, the Lord accepts it and is pleased. Although he is self-sufficient and does not need anything from anyone, although he is self-sufficient and does not need anything from anyone, he accepts such offerings because, as Super Soul, he has such a friendly attitude toward all living entities. Another point here is that he does not encroach upon another's share. In the yajna, there is a share for the demigods, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, and a share for Lord Vishnu. He is satisfied with his own share and does not encroach upon others. Indirectly, he indicated that he was not satisfied with Daksha's trying to deny Lord Shiva his share. Maitreya addressed Vidura as sinless because Vidura was a pure Vaishnava and never committed any offense to any demigod. Although Vaishnavas accept Lord Vishnu as the Supreme, they are not prone to offend demigods. They give the demigods proper respect. Vaishnavas accept Lord Shiva as the best Vaishnava. For a Vaishnava, there is no possibility of offending any demigods, and the demigods are also pleased with the Vaishnava because they are faultless devotees of Lord Vishnu. Bhagavan Svinabhagina Sarvatma Sarvabhagabhuk Dakshang Babasha Abhashya Priyamana Ivanagha. Maitreya continued, My dear sinless Vidura, Lord Vishnu is actually the enjoyer of the results of all sacrifices. Yet, because of his being the super soul of all living entities, he was satisfied simply with his share of the sacrificial offerings. He therefore addressed Daksha in a pleasing attitude. Sorry for coming late. Tonight you have heard Amrita. Maria gave birth to a son, 6:45 in the morning, and wow, Suchitra and we were also thinking that maybe it takes birth any minute. Didn't want to miss it and watch the news, but it took. Then finally we took a little rest, So finally, the Bhagavatam is a description of the interactions of the great, wonderful devotees like Vidura and Maitreya, Lord Vishnu himself, Daksha, who was now purified in his consciousness, and especially is described. This verse describes that Lord Vishnu actually is the enjoyer of all the sacrifices. Everything belongs to him. Bhaktaram Yakyatapasam Savaloka Maheshwaram. But he was satisfied simply with his share of the yajna. When Sati came to the yajna, to the sacrificial arena, she saw that there was no place for her husband, Lord Shiva. So it seems that there are certain seats arranged, and the participants at the end of the yajna, they receive their share. Just imagine personalities like the great demigods, the famous rishis, Lord Shiva and even Lord Vishnu. They attend such an event. This is very wonderful. Krishna, Vishnu, he now also appeared in the sacrificial arena. Everything what he could have demanded, it was in his power to say, so everything is for me, go to the side. But of course, Vishnu is in our hearts, and Ishvara Sarvabhutam Ritesha Junatishtati. Sarvabhutani Samuham, no? Sarvabhutani Brahma Yantra Rudhani Maya. Krishna says, I'm seated in the heart of everybody, and I direct the ways of all living entities who sit on this body, which is like a machine made of material energy. If we look back, we see that Lord Vishnu in our heart, he directed our ways in such a way that now we are sitting here in this temple in front of the most wonderful deity. I only know of one deity, Prahlad Nrsimhadev, where Krishna has a small child on his lap. Does anybody know another deity like this? Normally, Lakshmi Devi, she is sitting on Nrsimhadev's lap, but here Prahlad is sitting on his lap as it is described in the Nrsimha Purana. Nrsimhadev, he took Prahlad Maharaj, he took Prahlad up, put him on his lap, and Nrsimhadev, he was so in this mood, and his body was like this, that he purred like a huge lion, because he was so satisfied. Cats they purr when they are very satisfied, and Nrsimhadev, he was purring, and he was even licking Prahlad Maharaj's head. Jayapataka Maharaj was here once, and he told this event. He described it like this. At Chaturasi, Chaturasi, he just dropped in. Nobody knew. Suddenly Jayapataka Maharaj was here. surprised. I guess he had to stop during his traveling in Munich at the airport. Had to wait for some hours. So why not go to the temple and appear just in time to give the class? Krishna also directed his ways. Of course, always. That was very wonderful. Krishna, he arranges the ways of all living entities. Sachinanda Swami, he very nicely wrote, I don't know where he got it from, that if we look at our life, it's like a woven pattern. If there's a carpet or there's a cloth, and the people who are so expert weavers, they can make a pattern in a cloth. Taking threads of different colors, and also our life is made has a pattern, a certain motive. Our life is like this because Krishna was weaving it, sitting in our heart, directing our ways. One sannyasi said, Krishna is so merciful. He is always with us, actually like a father who's always watching his small child and trying to give him good advice, directing his ways, directing his attitude, his behavior, and his trying to direct his life in the best way. And Krishna is doing this, giving us good advice, what the people call good conscience, the conscience. There's a voice in the heart telling everybody what is good. Actually, you should, but your plan is not so good. You should act in such a way. You should do that, and you are maybe, but off we go. But we should listen to our conscience, to the voice of Krishna, who is trying to give us good advice. Therefore, Krishna, he is very, like Prabhu writes, he has a friendly attitude toward all living entities, just like a father has a friendly attitude toward his child. Krishna is always with us, even if we are in the body of a pig, running around in India, searching for stool, any garbage to eat. Still, he is with us. He was in our heart, and he told us, hey, look over there, this man, he's going into the field, and he has a stick with him. He's going into the field. That means he will produce something to eat for you. And and the pig, they run and they come. Therefore, the people, they always have a stick with them to ward off the pigs, monkeys maybe also, to ward off the pigs when they're coming and waiting. Drooling, the saliva is running out of the eye. When is he finally finished? I can smell it already. Krishna is in our heart, and he's watching and directing us through so many millions of lifetimes. Prabhupada said, you have spent millions of lifetimes with eating, sleeping, mating, defending. So just use this one life for Krishna. And that's the end of all the struggle with material bodies. Then we can be with Krishna again. That is the plan. Therefore, Krishna is with us, and he directs our ways. And we followed his advice. Somehow he arranged things we could not change. Things just happened around us. I told it sometimes when I was doing my civil service. When I was doing my civil service, I was suffering a lot, and I wrote a friend. I had taken him to the temple once, and he had become devotee. I wrote to the temple. I had a guitar with me for asking for his address, and he himself wrote me back, sent me a small book, Jenseits von Raum und Zeit, Beyond Time and Space. No, what's it called in English? Easy Journey to Other Planets, yeah. Easy Journey. Small book with a picture. And then I visited him, was impressed how he was so changed, so pure and serious, looking very nice. And he gave me beads, and I started chanting. And finally, after my civil service, I stayed in this city. I had got to know some people. I wanted to stay there, had my plans. But then, one day, in my heart, I heard a voice of a devotee, Hansa Dutta, who was the leader of the devotees in Germany that for quite some time. So let's see what he is really going to do. And then I started cutting my hair. I shaved completely with 2 mirrors and left a sikha at the back. I did not know how that happened. I was so gone, so finished that.
You wanted to leave a sikha, or it happened?
I wanted to leave, but it wasn't. I did not plan it to cut my hair, but it just happened. I heard the voice, and then it happened. I shaved my hair. I was too much endeavor for mind expansion with artificial means. And the next morning, I went down to the city to look for a job or something. And I come around the corner, and there's a devotee. I said, where do you come from? I was shaved, I had a bead bag in my hand, and I said, oh, I'm a friend of Gorky Shore. Oh, yeah, and I got his Sankirtan leader, Bharata. We called him Bharata at that time, although his name is actually Bharata. Bharata, he came, and so, you want to come to India? I said, yes, okay. And then they took me to the temple. They asked me, so what? I said, well, actually, I was doing driving jobs sometimes, living with people and in the country. I was doing, and okay, then you can drive the van. Okay, they let me drive the van, and in the back of the van, devotee started making halava, Jalangdara. He started making halava while I was driving and serving it out. I also got a little, and while I was driving. So, Krishna, he directs our ways, he arranged our life so that we are here. We cannot, we also always have our free will. We can always decide. But in some cases, Krishna, he just makes things happen. We cannot change it. He just, if we look back, Krishna, he arranged he was in our heart, he is in our heart, and he arranged things in our life. We are just some tiny creatures, parts, and some minute parcels of Krishna. And he arranges things so that we will go back, that we can go back to him. Serve in the spiritual world. We follow Srila Prabhupada Our goal is Goloka Vrindavan. And it's said also in the spiritual world, this relationship with the spiritual master is there. It's an eternal relationship. Also in the spiritual master, also in the spiritual world, the spiritual master, he is directing our life. He tells us what to do. He is our authority. What do I know? So, no, you come and you take care of these calves over there. Oh man, he will speak in a different voice. It's very, every word is a song. Every step is a dance. Every speak differently. But the spiritual master is also directing our ways in the spiritual world. Like Krishna did. What I thought of, what came to my mind, at the Prabhupada writes about Vaishnavas and demigods. The Krishna, Vishnu, he respected the demigods, so he took the share that was offered to him. He did not expect. He did not. How does Prabhupada write? He did not encroach upon others' shares. He did not try to take more than what was offered to him. Krishna, because Krishna is so friendly, the super soul is so friendly, Vishnu is so friendly to all living beings, like a loving father. And so he left to all the demigods, he left their shares for them. And also we, Prabhupada writes, also Vaishnavas, they are not prone to offend demigods. We don't have inclinations to offend the demigods. Quite not long ago, some weeks ago, we celebrated Govardhan Puja. And we heard about this story. Indra, he had become a little puffed up somehow. And Krishna, he wanted to curb his pride, wanted to diminish his pride a little. And he told his father, "Oh, why do you worship Indra? Why do you want to worship Indra? Indra, he cannot do anything." And Krishna preached karma mimamsa philosophy. If we just do our duty properly, then if Indra is there or not, we get the proper results. We get the good results. We get we get the weather that is necessary for the grass to grow, and so that we can take care of the cows nicely. And the inhabitants of Vrindavan, they were so charmed by small Krishna. Yes, okay, Krishna, if you think so, okay, Nanda Maharaj, we will do it. We don't worship Indra, we offer the sacrifice to Govardhan Puja, as you desire, to the Govardhan. And they did it, and Indra, he got so angry. Why is this little boy there stopping the people from the offering for me? I am the king of heaven. Who is he? And huge rain clouds. Indra sent the clouds that fill up the universe at the end at the time of devastation that soak the whole universe with water. He sent these clouds, and Krishna, he just lifted up the Govardhan hill. And Indra, he saw he saw this, and he was astonished. Oh, his name is also Krishna. just like the name of my Lord. Could he be my Lord? And Indra realized, oh my God, he did a big mistake. And he stopped, he called the rain clouds back, come back. And then he came and offered his obeisances to Krishna and asked his forgiveness. We hear these things about Indra sometimes. Power corrupts, it says. It's not easy if you have power. Your false ego may puff up, might expand. You identify you identify with the post, with the service that you got. I read a verse, didn't remember, actually wanted to. Brahma, he was praying that he might not get influenced by his position. So if one is doing special service, Brahma, he was praying to Krishna that he might not get influenced by his big position. Indra, somehow he got influenced. But still, Indra is a very special person. Just imagine, he made a mistake, and then afterwards he came to Krishna, offered his obeisances to Krishna's lotus feet, and offered him wonderful prayers and asked him to forgive him. Oh Krishna, I'm so sorry, I did not know it was you. I thought you were just a small child running around. I did not know it was you, my Lord. And Krishna, he accepted his excuse. Just imagine. And Nectar of Devotion, there are quite some quotes. I didn't have the time to look. There was a certain quote, Indra and other demigods, they perform a kirtan, and Indra has from his eyes the tears are streaming like waterfalls. Indra, he is so much absorbed in love of Krishna, love for Krishna. I wrote down one quote from the Nectar of Devotion. So, when he saw the sun god, Indra told him, "My dear sun god, your sunshine is very glorious because it reaches unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, the master of the Yadu dynasty. I have thousands of eyes, but they have proved to be useless, because not even for a moment are they able to see the lotus feet of the Lord." Also Indra, he is the father of Arjuna. Imagine, Mahabharata is described when Kunti, she told her husband, Pandu, "Yes, you are cursed that you cannot have children, but I have this ring from Durvasa Muni. He gave it to me, and with this ring I can ask any of the demigods to give a child to me." And Pandu, "Oh, really? Oh, please, first call Yamaraj, because he is the Lord of justice. Our son, when he becomes king, he must be a very moral, religious, and just person, treating his subjects properly and nicely, very religiously." Called Yamaraj, and Yamaraj, he gave whom? Whom did give Yamaraj to Kunti? Which child is from Yamaraj? Yeah, yes. No? Yamaraj gave you this, and then Pandu said, "Wow, if you can do this, then the Kshatriya needs power. Please call the wind god, because he is the most powerful." So the wind god appeared, and he gave this which son to Kunti? Bhima. And then Pandu said, well, but now we should have a son of Indra, the king of the demigods. And Pandu and Kunti, they performed special rites and special penances to purify themselves so that they might receive a child from Indra. So Arjuna, the greatest friend of Krishna, he is the son of Indra. Indra is not an ordinary person, although he sometimes does things which are he makes mistakes, but to err is human. Demigods also are counted among the human race. They are a form of humans. To err is human. But still, Indra is a great personality. Also the other demigods. Now, Yamaraj, he is one of the pure devotees of the Mahabhagavats. Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Prahlad, and then Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu. How does it go on? Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishmu. Well, Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma. Balim, Vayasakir, Vayam. Balim, Vayasakir, Vayam. The 12 Mahajans. Yamaraj, he quotes them to his servants, the Yamadutas. He counts all these great personalities. Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma, anyway. And me. At the end, he mentions that he himself is one of the Mahajans, one of the personalities specially enabled to spread the message of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the message of Krishna consciousness throughout the world. Yamaraj is one of the greatest pure devotees. And Brahma, who is the founder Acharya of our Sampradaya, the first spiritual master after Krishna, Brahma, he is glorified in the Premadvani prayers. How is Brahma glorified in the Premadvani prayers? He appeared. Brahma once got cursed. One Muni thought that he made a mistake. And so he cursed him, take birth as a Shudra on earth. And so Brahma, he appeared as Vidura. So, as Vidura, no, nonsense. Yamaraj appeared as Vidura. Brahma, he appeared as Haridas Thakur. Brahma appeared as Haridas Thakur. He took birth in a Muslim family, so he was very, and he considered himself very foreign and impure. He never entered the temple in Jagannath Puri. He stayed outside, chanted his rounds. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and visited him every day. And Haridas Thakur, he is our great example, chanting. He convinced the prostitute that was sent to him. She was sent by one magistrate of the area who became envious of Haridas because he was so famous and dear to everybody, and he sent this prostitute, and she said, "Oh, what? I like you so much. Why don't we have some fun?" And Haridas, "Oh yes, I also like you very much, but I didn't finish my rounds yet. Sorry, if you could wait a little." Okay. And he chanted, and she was sitting, and he chanted his 300 rounds. He did, and then finally she left. several days she came again. Next day, again, she was waiting all the time, listening to him. When is he finally finished so that I can do my job and get the money from the magistrate? And then she listened, and finally, that a change of heart took place. And she realized that what Haridas was doing and what she was doing. And she revealed to him that she had come with this plan to pull him down, to deceive him. And he said, I knew that from beginning on, but I stayed. I could have gone, but I stayed to help you. And she became a pure devotee also. She stayed. Haridas left, and she stayed chanting in front of the Tulsi plant, which he had been chanting before. So the demigods are great devotees. They have great services to do, and they are great devotees. So we respect them. Of course, we know we don't worship them like materialists who worship the demigods for certain material gains. Lord Shiva for wealth or whatever, Uma for to have a beautiful wife. This one can worship the demigods for certain. Lakshmi Devi, I need some money, please. Lakshmi Devi, she is Vishnu Patni Maya Maye Mahapurusha Lakshmi Priyeta Me Mahabhagi Lokamata Namostute. That is one prayer to Lakshmi Devi. Lokamata, she is the mother of the whole universe. She is our mother, and she is, the Acharya of the Sri Sampradaya. She is the Vaishnavi, she is the greatest Vaishnavi, the wife of Lord Vishnu, of Lord Nrsimhadev. And she is like our mother. What she wants is that we become devotees. Her intention is not to give us money for sense enjoyment, sense gratification. So therefore Krishna says in Gita, unintelligent persons worship the demigods. Prabhupada said one should not worship the demigods for that, but we respect them, and we try to realize. Prabhupada wrote so many quotes in the Nectar of Devotion and other books, the glories of the demigods, great, great personalities. So, I have to stop here. Is there any question? No question. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Śrīmad-Prabhupada ki jai. Ki jai.